Hey, what's up, guys? I'm going to take you guys on a test drive in this wonderful S2000 intake exhaust. It should make some pretty fun noises with the helmet cam on. But first, I want to talk to you guys today about lighting, shop lighting, individual lighting. I mean, I have terrible shop lighting. I mean, I just have these lights here, got some up here. So when I get into places like this, I need to turn on some lights. Actually, it's not quite that dark, but the camera shows that it's a bit darker. But I'll show you what I use to get into the dark, nasty crevices of the underworld that is automotive repair, and give you my opinions and thoughts on some of the different options. So let's do that. All right, so here we go. We have a few flashlights here, old ones of mine, new ones of mine, and a few from the good old boys next door. Kobes and Vicks. Anyway, without further ado, let me give you some overview here. This is my plug-in light. It's good for shining up a large space. I just got this one, and it's better for tighter spaces. But it's also good for lighting up a larger space. These are what I use the most often, is this type of flashlight to set down and work hands-free, or to like look hard at something that's in a very dark place, maybe in a very narrow place as well. I do not use this. I don't particularly like head-mounted flashlights, but I'll give you demonstrations of all of these, their brightness and their use cases. Here is an example of your cheap modern LED flashlight that's, you know, a couple bucks. This one and this one are stream lights, and they're kind of a popular light, so we'll get into those. This is one of my oldest lights. I haven't used it in probably 10 years. And then we have this Mighty Light, which is actually very affordable, and the functionality of it is pretty interesting. So let's get into it. So let's just do an overview of operation. So this Snap-on one here, it has some legs, some feet, so it stays upright. The cord is actually kind of hard to deal with. I put it on an extension cord, but still it gets caught in everything, and it's just kind of messy. You can change the tension on the pivots just by twisting these, and the handle is really secure as long as you go through and tighten all the hardware after you pick one of these things up. It generates a little bit of heat, but not that much. It has a little heat sink back here, which is nice. And then the switch is covered in a nice big rubber piece, and so you really got to kind of get your hand in there to turn it on. It takes a minute, but it works. I don't know how long that switch is going to last, but we'll see. And then, as you can see, this is one of the brightest lights, if not the brightest light, that we'll be showcasing here, and I think it's 2000 lumens, men named Lou. But yeah, so you can set this on the ground. Sometimes I wedge it up into stuff, but I generally use it to set on the ground and then shine light up into my workspace. So now I can't see because that is bright as hell. The next one that I have, I just picked up, and I am already super impressed with it. It has this really cool, I mean, listen to that action. Really steady clicks that ensure that it's going to stay. So you can obviously set it in lots of different scenarios. It has a really giant LED, and it looks overbuilt. These are going to get dirty really fast, but it's easy to spot when you're looking for it, which I like. This one's 1100 lumens, I think, but it's really modern, the way that it's set up. It has this plate in the back, which has an actual rubber seal, so this thing should be waterproof, which if you're on the go and you're out working in the weather, this might be handy. But it charges into the plug in the wall and it recharges it. It has a meter you press, and it shows you how much battery life it still has, and then it has USB, so you can charge your cell phone or accessory with this. So this is just a cool thing to throw in the back of your truck. These two, I got both of these at Costco. And here's the light operating. So we'll do this one. versus that. See, it just dwarfs. But it has a similar pattern. The spread on the Snap-on branded light is wider, but this one is amazing for its size and portability. All right, so that one's made by Cat, or has Cat branding. These are both made in China. You probably will even find different branding on them, but in America they sell this as Snap-on and this as Cat. This is my old buddy here. This is my favorite flashlight for the last 2 years. As you can see, I've been putting in a lot of hours with this light. It's been with me through thick and thin, and it's been generally useful. But I'll show you what's good about it and what I don't like. But so the switch is just a push, and so when you come off of it, that's when it actually changes things. So it has the 3 functions. I think this is the brightest, I know, low, bright, and these are all fresh batteries, by the way. Low, bright, and then strobe. I don't use the strobe effect unless I'm caught under a car and stuck and trying to get somebody's attention so that they can come save my life. But if I do get a car stuck on top of me, I hope that that's just the end and I don't have to deal with this trudgery called life anymore. Anyway, maybe it's 500 looms. It says 500 on it, but it has O-rings to keep. I have dropped this in coolant containers before and it still works, and that also might be a reason why this looks yellow. And I've dropped it on the ground multiple times. You can see it's not very straight here, but it zooms. So there's the brightest, and there's it zoomed in. It actually looks like a little square, but you can't. There you go. You can kind of tell a little bit better. And that's the spread, but super useful. And then I just replaced this. I mean, this will be my new backup along with one of these. I just replaced this with their new, these are Duracell brand, I believe. Yeah, Duracell. And it's the 700. So there's a bunch of updates to this thing that I really, really appreciate. First one is it's got these rubber pads on it. And the reason why I like them is because you drop it and it's rubber all the way around it, so it's not going to bend and get messed up like this. Secondly, they were really smart, I believe, and they made them, you know, kind of more square. So this one you set down, or I leave it on something, and it rolls around like this, which is always a pain in my ass. But this one, it'll roll, but it's way more likely to stay stable because it has these flatter parts, these nubs right here. The second thing I like about it is the switch is much improved. Not only is the switch improved, and I'll talk more about that later, but when you turn it on, it goes from the brightest to a low setting. And the low setting I think is not very good. The batteries will last forever in this setting, but it's not bright enough. I believe if I leave it in this setting, I'll forget that it's on a lot, and I'll leave it in a car, or I'll leave it on all night, or something stupid like that. So I'll probably just primarily use it in beast mode here, which is the brightest setting. So again, speaking of the switch, it has a really good action on it. Actually makes a nice little click. But so interesting to note is that this one actually has a nice click to it. Hopefully you can hear that. And then the other one that I bought doesn't. It's not as loud. I can still feel it. So this isn't directly the button. This is actually just a cover for the button. Maybe I'll dismantle this thing so you can see what's inside here. So here it is with the back off of it, and it has a little O-ring right here to seal any water or debris from getting in and out of there. This is the back. This is the button, and it's definitely made in China. They're very proud. And it has a really nice spring action, because that's another thing about my old version is that often it'll just get a bad connection. And I don't know if it happens up here or down here usually, but it's usually when it has lower battery life that I have problems with this one. But this has a good connection to the batteries. And let's see if I can get the rubber off of here and look at the switch. Alright, so I got it apart a little bit. And it's got these little plastic tabs that are in here that I could probably break to get it apart, but I don't think I need to go that far since I'm hoping to use this flashlight for quite a while. So there it is without the rubber piece on the bottom. And there it is with. Gustav. Okay, moving on. This is your generic, super generic, light as a feather, aluminum bodied flashlight that you can get for free 99, and it is not bright at all. But you know, for those household things, when you're underneath the sink and you're looking at stuff, this is not bad to have around. But if you're, I don't know, a professional, which I don't know if I can call myself, but I'd prefer something brighter. Now, like I said, here's one of my older flashlights, and this is a very interesting one because of this tip that I bought for the back. And so this is a hands-free light because you can put it in your mouth, and that's good and it's bad. I don't like to use it anymore because if you have your teeth in this thing and you're working and you happen to hit it, you're liable to pop a tooth out of your face. So I don't recommend it any longer because having your front teeth is vital to attracting the female. So if you're into that, I suggest maybe you don't do this. But if that's your thing, then whatever's good for you. Look at how thin this one is. This is a really nice flashlight. It has a good button on the back, and it has good brightness. It also fits in your pocket, and it's really convenient. And Junior says that he actually puts this in his mouth, so I will not be putting this one in my mouth since it's probably ridden with all kinds of STDs. So, and here's the bigger version, and I believe, yeah, these are rechargeable. I think they dock right here, and you can set them down in a thing. And I think Snappy Guy sells both of these, and I think this one's about 30 bucks. This one must be a bit more, I would guess 80 bucks or something, but I don't know. Obviously Vic has been using this for quite a while. You can see here. So these are durable, I would say. And then the brightness on that is, oh, he needs to put some batteries in it or charge it. Because this one's kind of kicking its ass right now. But I'm sure this is a great flashlight. So now for one of the more interesting lights. You have this Star Trek or Predator weapon right here that has a bunch of really interesting features, and I think these are like 23 bucks or something like that. They're easily carryable, but they have magnets. I think there's a magnet here, and there's magnets across this side too. Yeah, see here, here. So you can put them up against things. They're also rechargeable with a mini USB here, and they have multiple LEDs to get a wide. You can butterfly it out for a wider display, or you can narrow it up for more focused lighting. You know, what I would do is hook this up to a drone and fly it around and bother everybody. No, that's, oh, and look, you can have just this side hooked up or both sides hooked up. Yeah, and then this is a flashlight that is for parties mostly. No, actually it's a ultraviolet light for checking dyes and stuff like that on air conditioning systems. It has a wrist strap in case you're a butterfinger. Last but not least, no, actually least, is this old head mount that I have that has 3 LEDs that has fresh batteries in it, but that's about as bright as it gets. So, you know, it's not very bright, but neither am I. All right, now let's say this wheel well of an S2000 is our workspace, and let's see how the big boy Snappy does for helping us out since we're trying to work in here. I'll just set it down on the floor over here, and how does that look? That helps us out a lot, but the light is coming from down here. So when I go to work on something like this brake line, when I put my hand up, it's dark already. And it also, down here, it's blinding me from underneath, and I also probably look very spooky, more spooky than usual. But it does help generally. We can, it really is blinding when I look at it. Maybe set it up here, but also because of its size, it's very kind of in the way. From your angle, it actually shows a very good working light and working space. From my angle, like if I don't have enough room over here, it would be kind of hard to see, and it's definitely in my way if I want to use hands around here and stuff like that. But look at it, it's useful, very useful. So I give this 2 thumbs up, and it's bright as hell. It doesn't get hot. It plugs in, so you can just leave it on and it's gonna be fine. You don't have to worry about the batteries running out and stuff like that. So it's also red and black, which is the hottest color combination in existence. See? So let's see what's next. Okay, where was I? Sorry, I had some phone calls, but I think I want to demonstrate this little kitty cat here. So as you can see, it's bright enough for working, and this is, I think I have 2 out of the 3 settings in the charge. So I mean, this is just so dynamic. I can put it over here. I can hang it up here like the other one, and it's got the, you know, rubber, like softer rubber, so it doesn't want to slip as easily as a lot of the other solutions out there. I mean, I can wedge this thing in tons of places. So this is with it on the ground, giving light up. You know, it's an improvement. And let me see how much it blinds me. It's not even half as blinding. You know, it's half the lumens, but so that's actually nice that it's not quite so blinding. But when you want, and it fits in a lot. It fits in so many more places. I mean, that's just wedged in there. And I have been using this in wheel wells like this for the last 2 days, and it's been tremendously helpful. So let's go grab some more lights. So here we have my old standby flashlight, what I normally use. So I'm usually in here going, okay, what am I dealing with? Okay, I gotta take this off, and you know, so I'm using my hands. I'm inspecting, and then I go to work. So I'll wedge it wherever, you know. And this actually does take more time than that rectangle shaped cat light, but usually I can get it to where I want. But usually I'll just check out what I need to deal with, and this really helps me because I can easily change the angles of where I'm putting my light and getting in, and then I just go in, you know, kind of blind and do stuff, and then I recheck. Okay, I need to see something, then I pick it up, and it's easy to just throw it into my tool cart, pick it back up, throw it into the tool cart, and off I go. But again, here is the brightness and usefulness, and it's, you know, it slips off of things pretty easily. Now let's compare that to the new set that I got. It's actually pretty funny. I set my flashlight over there and it rolled off the table and it landed on the ground. Another reason why I like these new rubber nubs that are on these lights. But as you can see, I mean, this is a little bit brighter because it's a clean lens and it's brand new. So but it's just as heavy as about 3C batteries, which isn't bad. But see, look, I mean, I can set it up there and I don't have to worry about it falling because it has these rubber pieces. You know, I'm hammering, I'm doing stuff. It's up there pretty good, and look at how it's lighting up my life. I feel blessed. Let's try to set it down in a few more places. Yeah, I'm really impressed with how they rubberized the light. It makes all the difference. The rubber is surprisingly, like, when I first saw it, I was like, that looks a little bulky and stupid. But because it's rubber and because it's not round, you know, it sticks better. You know, it doesn't slide around like my metal one, because you're setting it up against all these metal parts. It just wants to slide right off. Whereas rubber is, you know, much more tactile, you know, tacky. So yeah, I mean, $15, make you holla. I'm really happy with these lights. So here's the little stream light that Junior puts in his mouth, and look at that. That is what I would call before it's too dim. Like, this is a very useful amount of light. You can really put this right up against what you're trying to look at, and then also see around it, which is really nice. You know, especially if you're sight lining it. So he puts this in his mouth. So yeah, I could see how that's very useful, and kudos to him for using his mouth. Here's the larger one. Oh, my lug nuts. The battery is almost dead on. I'm sure it's like 5 times brighter than this when it's charged, but Vic didn't bother to charge it for me, so this is what we get. I also like that it's nice. It actually has a light bulb in it, which is not an LED, so you can tell there's a lighting difference. This is like an artificial white. Most LED lights are this artificial white that's bright, but it doesn't have warmth in it like this does. Look at how warm that is. It's like being by a campfire. It makes me want to roast marshmallows. Are you with me? Are you with me? All right, moving on. Okay guys, I'm doing this for you. I'm strapping it on my head. I'm going in. So it's not bright enough, and I swear to God, I just put new batteries in this thing. And I'm sure a lot of you use these, and I'm sure they're great, and you guys have much better ones than I do. But so now I'm working, and it moves with my head, you know, not with my eyes, and it it's this thing on my head. I don't know. I guess it's comfortable enough, but I feel like a miner's daughter. Or I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. I'm sure people like it. It's great, but not me. All right, let's see what we can do with this here, this Klingon weapon that I found on a spaceship. So we'll turn it on. All of them are on, and we can drape it over the workspace. And it's, man, you know, I like this more than I thought I would. Let's see if I can fold it and stick it in here somehow. And yes, we have made success, and it's out of the way. Let me see about sticking it to metal things. How about the control arm? I can tell it wants to stick, but it's too heavy for just 1, 2, 3 magnets. Let me try to stick the man. So look at that. Look. Oh, it sticks to the rack, which in some scenario might be useful, but not in most of my use cases. But if you're working on a truck and the liner, the fender liner happens to be metal for whatever reason, you might be able to stick this up inside the wheel well, and maybe that is super useful. So, other cool features about this thing is it has these built-in hooks, so that you can hang it on parts. So it has this swivel crane style hook, which pivots with this, which is really cool. And then it has a loop hook down here, which is apparently smarter than I am. No, there we go. I prevailed. So you can hang it from a bungee cord or something that's sticking out. So I give this thing 2 thumbs up as well. This is good stuff. So this video is running on kind of long, actually. So I think I'll test drive the S2000 and give an overview of this car in another video. But for now, I'm gonna get back to work here and finish up some stuff, and then I'll record the other video and upload it as soon as I can. But thanks again for hanging out. I hope I've shed some light on the lighting issue for a few of you. And if you guys have comments, please leave them below about your favorite types of lighting and why you like to use those types of lighting. Hopefully I was thorough in describing the use cases and features of certain lights that work for me. So please do the same in the comment section. I'd love to hear about what you guys are using and why you guys like using it. And yeah, share with your friends and like it and subscribe to it, and just do all that weird stuff that people do on YouTube to make the whole wheel turn. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for joining me once again. Y'all rock. Take care. See ya.